fairness.
We see a lot of racing, Nick, at all levels, don't we?
Not surprised.
And it's not, that opening lap of the Le Mans 24 Hours last week was quite awe-inspiring. But I tell you what, that was an outstanding race. Dan Ashton agrees with me there.
Is he agreeing with you?
Yeah. Dan, you know what? Those kids deserve words of wisdom from Dan, because they all want a pat on the back for that one. Outstanding.
Okay.
What's next?
I don't know. I'm a bit tired.
What do you mean
now.
you do know? What do you mean you
Are you
tired?
free? I don't know.
Do you want to get them in?
No, it's fine.
Oh, thanks. No, I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know, let me read the grid out for this one.
Okay, you can if you want.
No, I'll still get them in as well.
Oh, yes, it's a 9-card grid. No, I'll do the grid. You get them in.
Fine.
Right. We're not at the bar, by the way, everybody.
This really is a very bad marriage, isn't it?
We
haven't worked out what's going on at all.
We're not at the bar. Getting them in, it means you just pour them a coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Yes?
Are you sugar?
Yes. One.
Okay.
You know that. We've been married for years.
I was building my part. I was building my part up.
We've been married for 15 years.
I was building my part up. Yeah, but I didn't like you in 2008.
I didn't know who you were.
Pardon?
I didn't want to know who you were. Anyway, that's another story for another day, Nick. Let's have a look at the grid for Intermax then. Max Gilman came here leading the championship. He was the winner at Glenny-Gores at round 2. He had a 4th place at round 1 and he had a 5th place at round 3. So he's wanting to be on that podium. And he's, quite frankly, going to be very, very hard to beat here because he's been very, very quick indeed all weekend. He's leading the championship by a good chunk. And he's leading that championship from Jensen Seal, who he actually shares the front row with. Jensen, he had a 2nd place podium at round 1 at Wilton. He was then 2nd again at Glenny-Gores. He had a 6th place at Wardenlaw, which puts him 2nd in the championship. JJ Lowe is on the 2nd row with JJ Plowman. JJ Plowman, the ST Racing driver, is 3rd in the championship with a 5th at round 1, a 3rd place podium position at round 2, and then a 12th, would you believe, at ST Racing's home track of Wardenlaw. I'm not sure if JJ Plowman's home track is also Wardenlaw, but 12th place there, disappointing for him. He's 3rd in the championship, but 4th on the grid. So Gilman, Seal, row 1, Lowe, Plowman, row 2. Fraser Anderson, we've got on row 3, sharing that with Rio Wadali. And then we've got Jensen Walker and Sandro Kemp on row 4. And then this smaller grid of the championship here, the Kart Championship, Jack Moss from True Performance Motorsports rounds off the 9 kart field. Winner of round 1 was Josh Cormack, who's not here. Winner of round 2 was Max Gilman. Winner of round 3 was Riley Murrow. And Riley, I think, will probably, and Josh Cormack, will be up at Wardenlaw for the round of the UKC that's taking place.
Yeah, it's an interestingly small. We've had 15, 17, 18 most times, so it's a strange anomaly that we're just down to as few as we are for this one, but that sometimes happens, isn't it? Sometimes, as you say, there's clashing events. And in every championship, the entries just slightly dip towards the end of it, don't they? As people realise they're not going to become champions or decide, well, this hasn't gone very well, I'll save the finance for the next championship.
Well, it's a shame, really, because, it's not about... Well, it is about the winning, obviously, but not necessarily about the winning, because it's all about competing. It's all about being taken part. And, I've always said this, racing's about enjoying the racing. It's not about what you can win. It's not a career path. It's racing. And at this stage, if everybody's karting, it's enjoyment and enjoying the experience of the actual racing. And, those Bambinos that we've just seen, that's what it's all about. It's all about wheel-to-wheel dicing and swapping position, and whether that position is 15th or 20th or 1st and 2nd. It's all the same satisfaction. Mm-hmm. We've got a cart off, and I have a feeling that maybe Jack Moss.
Where is he?
Not a good weekend for True Performance. I think it's Jack Moss.
Whereabouts is it off? Sorry, I can't see.
Down towards one of the hairpins, I think. I may be wrong on that, but I think it is, because we have got...
yeah, I think you're right.
So we've got our pole position driver, Max Gilman, who is wearing the Thule Motorsport colours. He's down as a privateer, I think, for this one. Yes, he is. He's down as a privateer, so he's still wearing his Thule Motorsport colours as he takes those colours into the chicane for the first time, but does not lead out of the chicane as Jensen Seal Jensen Seal is the driver for TW Racing. The number 440, is it? That will take that kart towards Iredale's and has taken the lead of this race. Now he's got a long way to go to keep Max Gilman behind him, and Max Gilman looks very composed on the rear bumper. Seal looks behind him, and there's Gilman straight down the inside. JJ Plowman, I've noticed there, the yellow and blue livery of ST Racing in third place. And Gilman says, thank you very much, I'll have that back, that was mine. Meaning that first place, of course. But Seal, great start from Seal.
Yeah.
Pat on the back from young Jensen to get in front and make a bit of a race of it in the early stages of this race.
Yeah, Gilman from Sale, as you say, as they go through the Rowrah for the second time. Holding the carts hard there as they go around McRae's. And it's looking like we're going to get a little bit of a break here from Max Gilman. It's really down to whether Sale or JJ Plowman can stay with him. A couple of extra minutes, a couple of extra more thinking about. And Jensen Sale, who has been the most animated driver in the field all weekend, already is pointing, let's try and make sure let's just go and chase after Max. That's what we're going to do. Yep, you can see the cart being removed at the back there. Jay, you're absolutely right. We had one non-starter. JJ Plowman's still on the novice plates. Is that black?
He's showing as a novice, yeah, but I'm not sure he is. He's got a yellow plate with black numbers.
Maybe when he entered initially, round one, he was a novice, and it's retained that through the timing.
He might still be on a novice plate, just not showing the number plate, which I think is not necessarily a requirement these days. You see some players, some drivers doing that, and some drivers not. So I'm not sure, but he's down in the entry as a novice. So at the moment, he's looking very racy indeed. It's a four-way battle, this, as we've seen previously, with Gilman in the lead. Then we've got Seal. Then we've got JJ Plowman, and then not far behind Plowman is JJ Lowe, and we've seen how quick JJ Lowe can be. Plowman and the two JJs have been duking it out pretty much all day long.
JJs, one of which JJ,
the letter J,
J-A-Y,
and the letter
J-A-Y,
J.
and then what I like is the second J of JJ is lowercase, which is quite amusing. Here we go. So up and through the Rowrah chicane. In fact, we've got 6 of the 8 carts really in with a chance at the moment still. The 169, hard braking, switching down to his left-hand side, and you can see there's a few adjustments on the radiator as they try and keep the engines at optimum temperature to produce optimum power. It's the Sale and Plowman who really they've gained a little bit in the last lap over Gilman, but not really going to a point where they're going to threaten him with anything apart from perhaps lightly touching the back of his rear bumper. Yeah,
Plowman just weighing it up, isn't he? It looks like. I mean, they're flat out, Nick. That's the thing. It's not like they can just flick a switch and make the move.
Yeah,
they've got to really plan it.
They're not doing the F1 where they're 7 seconds a lap off at the start of the race.
That's right.
Because they're trying to preserve something.
Yeah.
They're running at a certain level of flat outness, but there is, as you know, there is where you can run comfortably at what you feel is flat out, and then when you really have to go for it, there's the extra speed, which obviously comes with extra risk.
Yeah, and they've come together, haven't we? I mean, you know, all right, we might have, Max Gilman. I'm going to say controlling the pace. He's leading the race, isn't he? He's not necessarily controlling the pace by reducing the pace. They're absolutely on it. And you can see that the way the carts are squirming on the brakes there. And if Jensen Seal leaves a bit of a gap or goes wide, then you just know that JJ Plowman's going to pounce. And likewise, JJ Lowe is going to pounce on the other JJ. 4 of them circulating together behind these 4. Fraser Anderson, who we spoke to in the paddock show as well, didn't we, young Fraser? Here with his dad as a privateer. His dad's his mechanic.
And a very good one, he said, as well.
And he says he's a very good one.
Though his dad was standing right next to him.
Yeah, he was. He was watching.
So
I believe he was. I believe he is.
The 3 has become a 4. And as the second JJ joins in right nose to tail. So Max Gilman, though, has pulled away a little bit this time. You kind of get that kind of... You see all the carts, they run down into the Stuart S's complex. And just that time round, Max Gilman's got, 4 cart lengths?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's just sort of let the pace come to him, hasn't he? He's just been driving his own race. He's been... I mean, the fastest driver on the track at the moment is JJ Lowe with 49.023. He's about a tenth quicker than the 3 carts ahead of him. Max Gilman, 49.1. Another 49.1 for him. Another personal best for Gilman at the front.
Halfway.
Everybody else goes slower than him, so that's where the gap's coming from. Gilman's consistency in lapping is what's putting that gap into place.
Yeah, and that's the point, isn't it? It's when you get into a position where you can control the pace, control your pace, but you need to make sure it's got a tenth of a second on everyone else.
Yeah.
So still looking around, moving around, animated within the cart, but not really gaining much on Max Gilman. In fairness, I'm not really losing much on Max Gilman, but I think this is an interesting contrast to our previous race, where we've got this kind of, well, I suppose high-speed game of chess, you'd say, wouldn't you, really? But it's
I'm not sure they're playing chess. They're just absolutely flat chat, keeping up with each other. I really do. I don't think there's any kind of sort of management going in.
No tactics.
Nobody's
no
waiting.
About
everybody's waiting for some. I think they're driving so neatly and tidily and very fast that they're just waiting for a mistake, and a mistake's not coming. Look at that. Look how synchronised.
Yeah, because no one's even going for half a move. Well, we're not seeing the over and unders. We're just seeing them following through. They were a little bit closer to Max Gilman than they were 2 laps ago, but it's still not enough to be in a position to make a move. And perhaps some of that extra game might just be the advantage of the slipstream that they're getting when they're following. Slightly dropping the fourth place driver, but I'm sure he'll come back in again. That's JJ Lowe.
I mean, there's the gap to Gilman, the lead. That's gone back. That's come back. There was about 4 karts lengths there. There's about 1 kart's length there, and it's going to disappear into the chicane. So the 4 of them back together, concertinaing back up.
I think it's hard to break if you haven't really got. If you are as fast, they are going to sit in your slipstream and gain that 0.1, 0.2 of a second on you each lap.
I also think that these youngsters are very familiar with the dynamics of these karts, that they know if they start squabbling and start making a move, they can disadvantage themselves. So it's very hard to make that decision as to when you're going to start making those challenges. So maybe, there is an element of managing the pace. You're not going to try and get past someone by sending it, for instance, because it's 50-50 whether it comes off. And just look how close JJ
Plowman's getting a little bit more aggressive now, isn't he? Just not aggressive, wrong word. A little more interested. He's getting a little bit more. Is there an element where I'm going to see something I can? He's got to the point now where he only needs a half error rather than the whole error to get past.
Yeah, half an error is what he's looking for. But likewise, JJ Lowe is as well, and Gilman. He's hardly looked behind. I don't think I've not seen him look behind. He's not interested where they are. He knows what he's got to do. Whereas there's Jensen Sale. Sale has just pointed to his helmet to say, "Let's catch him." However, gents, the time's ticking by,
and they're not.
And
it was 0.2 of a second last time around. It's going to be similar, perhaps a little bit more, as Gilman perhaps just eases a little bit. But I think at the moment, you would say that the karts in 3rd and 4th have got more momentum.
Right, here we go. Momentum out of paddock towards the chicane for Plowman. He's been looking like he was doing that. He had momentum out of Sonny. He carried that momentum to paddock, and he carried it through paddock and towards the chicane. And if anything, Nick, he's broken a little bit of a gap.
I felt that if Plowman's looked feisty for 3 or 4 laps, he's finally found a gap. He's now got 2, but unfortunately in that when he went past, Gilman's pulled out a lead of half a second instead of 0.15, but now he's got second place. But we do know it's easier to follow than to lead. He is still following. He's following the leader, but now he's got to try and close him down. But there's a little bit of a gap. It might give him a breathing space to think about racing rather than think about defending.
I think he's just thinking about what's up in front of him, and he knows he can see the rear bumper of Max Gilman, and that's what he's focusing on. We're inside the final minute.
Get 3 laps, actually.
Yeah, we might get another 2 out of this.
No, get this one and 2 more.
Yeah, that's another 2 after this one. Yeah, absolutely.
The lead came down by a 10th there, so he is actually a little bit quicker than Gilman that time round. So Plowman in the yellow and the blue looking to push, but it looks like it's going to be another move down. JJ Lowe comes up the inside of Jensen Seil as well. So Jensen perhaps was the smallest, sort of a cork in a bottle that was, not so bottled up, but he's now dropped down to 4th, and both the JJs, both JAY, and capital J, lowercase j, are into 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, JJ Lowe, that was all about the braking area for the Ideals hairpin, and now that he's broken free from Sale, he's pulling away from him, and just look at JJ Plowman. Plowman now right onto the rear bumper. I almost said gearbox.
Yes, back to the lead, that's it.
Right onto the rear bumper now of Max Gilman. And we're only 2 laps to go. They're already halfway around the penultimate.
So he's got 2 laps to go. He's gained a 10th. He needs to gain. Well, he's now. They are now pretty much. He needs another couple of kart lengths to truly be on the tail.
He's gaining every braking area. He's gaining every braking area, every acceleration.
Where can he get past?
I'm not sure. He's going to show us in a moment. Here they come through the left-hander. The right-hander at St John's. Through the left-hander at Sunny. Out towards Paddock now. Gilman will be aware because he will hear the engine note of the kart behind him. He'll be aware that he's got a kart, looks over his shoulder, sees the bright yellow livery of ST Racing. Into the chicane for the final time this weekend then for the Intermax class. And Plowman just showing his nose.
I know he was thinking of lobbing it at that point. Decided against it.
He might have. Oh, and look at that. Gilman having to defend. Slots back out to the right to take the optimum line through the hairpin. Out of that one and heading down towards the stewardesses now. Gilman, and that's it coming together and a drive into him. Outstanding work by JJ Plowman to hang on to that. He was fully in the air and fully sideways.
I think he stayed second.
Gilman, I'm not sure what was going on there, but Gilman looked to his left and then moved left. Right into the path of JJ Plowman, who has remarkably stayed second. And as Gilman crosses the line now to take the win. JJ Plowman will be second. He looks to the left and drives into him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the stewards will see that.
I don't think they'll be seeing it in a very positive light.
No, I don't think they will. But as it stands now, Max Gilman takes the win. JJ Plowman second. JJ Lowe third. Jensen Sale fourth. Jensen Walker fifth. Fraser Anderson sixth. Rio Wadali seventh. And Sandro Kemp
is
eighth.